In December 2025, American automotive history reached a historic turning point. The average American paid $50,300 for a new car, a 40% surge since before the pandemic. Financing that translates to $990 per month, not counting insurance. The last new car, priced under $20,000, has just vanished from showrooms. What caused car ownership to escape the reach of everyday families? The answer begins with a threshold we were not supposed to cross. The number on the sales contract now reads $50,326. That is not a sticker price or a negotiation starting point. It is the actual amount Americans handed over, on average, for a new car in December 2025. Kelley Blue Book calls it a milestone, but for many families, it feels more like a warning. A car payment on a $50,000 loan at 7% interest stretches to $990 a month, before insurance, before taxes, before the first drop of gas. This is not a rare exception. The $50,000 threshold has held steady for months, according to Cox Automotive. Even with record incentives, discounts averaging 7.5% off the price, buyers are still paying more than ever. The reason is nearly 1 out of every 5 new vehicles sold is a luxury model, and full-size trucks now average $66,000. In December alone, Americans bought 233,000 of those pickups, each one pushing the average higher. Industry analysts say there is no relief ahead. The mix of vehicles on dealer lots keeps shifting toward the expensive end. Cox Automotive's Aaron Keating points out that luxury and high-end trucks dominate what is available, and shoppers looking for something affordable are left with few real choices. For a working family, the math is brutal. The payment alone can eat up a fifth of a household's monthly income. A kitchen table conversation about buying a new car now sounds more like a discussion about taking on a mortgage. For many, the idea of a new car as a symbol of progress or independence is slipping away, replaced by a monthly bill that feels out of reach. December 2025 brought the end of a quiet era in American showrooms. Nissan halted production of the Versa, closing the book on the last new car in the country with a base price under $20,000. For years, the Versa stood as a lifeline for working-class families, a practical sedan that offered basic transportation without a crushing monthly payment. Its sticker read $18,585 for the final model, a number that once made car ownership possible for people living paycheck to paycheck. The decision was not driven by lack of interest. In the first half of 2025, Versa sales surged more than 70% over the previous year as buyers scrambled to secure the last affordable option. Yet the math no longer worked for Nissan. Rising costs from tariffs and thin profit margins forced the company to shut down the Aguascalientes, Mexico assembly line in December. The manual transmission version had already disappeared by the summer, a casualty of both policy and shrinking demand for stick shifts. The Versa exit leaves a stark reality. There are no new cars left in America below the $20,000 mark. The next cheapest, Hyundai's Venue, now starts at $20,550. Just 6 years ago, buyers could pick from more than a dozen models under $20,000. Now that entire segment has vanished. For families hoping to stretch every dollar, the choices have simply evaporated. One household in Indiana spent months chasing dealer promises, only to find nothing left but waitlists and upcharges. The era of the truly affordable new car is over, not because Americans stopped wanting it, but because the industry stopped building it. 1 in 5 new car buyers now faces a monthly payment topping $1,000. 6 years ago, that figure was less than 1 in 20. The average payment for a new vehicle has soared to $772, according to recent lending data, with the typical amount financed reaching $43,759. To make these payments work, buyers are stretching their loans further than ever. Most now sign up for 69 months, nearly 6 years, and more than 20% are committing to 84-month loans. These extended loans may lower the monthly bill, but they trap owners in debt, often leaving them owing more than the car is worth for years. Used car buyers are not escaping the squeeze. Over 6% of them now pay more than $1,000 a month, a number that would have seemed impossible before the pandemic. Range Rover drivers average $1,589 per month, and Cadillac Escalade buyers pay $1,500. Even mainstream models like the Ford Expedition and Chevy Tahoe can push ordinary families into four-figure territory. The days of 0% financing are nearly gone, with only 3% of buyers securing those deals. For many, the decision to buy a car has become a calculation of risk. A missed paycheck or an unexpected repair could mean falling behind, with little hope of catching up. The monthly payment is no longer just a cost. It is a constant source of anxiety, reshaping how Americans think about mobility and financial security. New car showrooms now tell a story not of broad opportunity, but of economic division. Households earning over $150,000 a year have become the dominant force in the new car market, accounting for 43% of all purchases. Just 6 years ago, that share was 1/3. Meanwhile, buyers with incomes under $75,000 have faded from the scene, now representing only a quarter of new car sales. The middle class, once the backbone of American auto demand, is being pushed to the sidelines. Ivan Drury at Edmunds puts it bluntly: every new car with dealer plates is now a luxury purchase. The numbers back him up. Cadillac Escalade sales jumped 20% in 2025, even as the starting price soared past $91,000. Buyers for these vehicles are not stretching to make the payments. They are leveraging stock market gains and rising home values, turning car shopping into an exercise in personal preference, not necessity. For affluent shoppers, the process is frictionless. They walk into the dealership, select a vehicle, and drive away, often paying cash or locking in low-rate financing through private banks. For families earning less, the showroom has become a museum of unattainable options. The affordable models are gone, and the remaining choices come with monthly payments that can rival a mortgage. The American dream of driving home a new car has become a privilege reserved for those at the top of the income ladder, while everyone else is left searching for alternatives. Tariffs imposed in the spring of 2025 added thousands of dollars to the cost of every imported car. For models built outside the United States, the average hit reached $5,500 per vehicle, and even cars assembled in the United States absorbed an extra $1,000 in parts costs. These policy changes landed on top of already rising expenses. Shipping and dealer destination fees also jumped. The Ford F-150 now carries a $2,595 destination charge, up 25% in a single year. Subaru added more than $5,000 to the price of the Outback for 2026, citing supply chain and regulatory costs. In boardrooms, the math was simple. Entry-level cars, already running on razor-thin margins, could not absorb these new costs. Automakers steered their resources toward bigger, higher-profit vehicles, leaving affordable models to vanish from the showroom floor. The monthly payment is only the beginning. Insurance now averages $158 per month, a figure that has climbed steadily for 5 straight years. Add in $66 per month for maintenance and repairs, according to AAA, and the real cost of owning a new vehicle has jumped 29% since 2019. For a typical buyer, the total monthly outlay passes $1,200 per month, nearly double what many families can afford. The old rule of thumb said you should spend no more than 10% of your income on car expenses. Today, the average payment alone blows past that limit for median earners, leaving a gap that cannot be closed without sacrifice. For countless households, the family ledger is now a source of anxiety, as the dream of reliable transportation collides with the reality of relentless costs. For millions, a new car is no longer a symbol of progress. It is a monthly burden that outpaces wages and inflation. As costs climb and affordable options vanish, mobility becomes a luxury. The road ahead is not just about cars. It is about who gets to move forward at all. Share your thoughts below.